Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Gospel in 40 Days. I'm your host, Kennedy Hall. Today we're going to be reading chapters 19 and 20 of the Gospel of Matthew. A gentle reminder, I am going to Italy this fall with Father Albert Callio, a traditional Dominican. The tour is organized by Catholic Heritage Pilgrimages. You can check out the link for that in the description. Many people have signed up. It's going to be wonderful. Families are welcome, by the way. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to travel through the greatest sites of Italian Catholicism, specifically in the Rome and Amalfi Coast area. We're also going to take a trip to Florence, which I'm excited about. I used to live near there as a young man, and I'm excited to go back. Haven't been back in almost, about 18 years. And can't wait to speak some Italian, drink some espresso, and see the beautiful Catholic shrines of some of the most beautiful parts of the old country. Also, if you like the music you hear at the beginning and end of this podcast, check out the link in the description for the music from St. Peter's Choir, which is my church choir conducted by my very good friend. Lastly, if you'd like to support this show, you can do so by signing up for my Substack, link for that in the description. There are things for premium subscribers, and also to the YouTube memberships option, which many have. Both are very affordable and they help me to keep this going. I love doing this stuff, but of course, it in and of itself is not a big draw for the internet. It doesn't get the big views that some of the more salacious shows about church news and stuff do, which is fine, but this just isn't that show. So if you'd like to hear this and more of it, perhaps even after Lent, I can do much more of the Bible or other books. We've got to keep the support coming to make sure that I can spend my time doing it. All right. I think that's everything. Oh, last thing. Check the link in the description for Our Lady of Mount Carmel Academy, the only traditional Catholic boarding school in all of Canada, and they need your support. Even a few bucks goes a long way. All right, let's get into it. Matthew chapter 19. And it came to pass, when Jesus had ended these words, he departed from Galilee, and came into the coasts of Judea beyond Jordan. And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. And there came to him the Pharisees, tempting him, and saying, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? Who answering said to them, Have ye not read, that he who made man from the beginning made them male and female? And he said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they two shall be in one flesh. Therefore now they are not two, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. They say to him, Why then did Moses command to give a bill of divorce and to put away? He saith to them, Because Moses, by reason of the hardness of your hearts, permitted you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. And I say to you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery, and he that shall marry her that is put away, committeth adultery. His disciples say unto him, If the case of a man with his wife be so, it is not expedient to marry. Who said to them, All men take not this word, but they to whom it is given. For there are eunuchs who were born so from their mother's womb, and there are eunuchs who were made so by men, and there are eunuchs who have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven. He that can take, let him take it. Then were little children presented to him, that he should impose hands upon them and pray, and the disciples rebuked them. And Jesus said to them, Suffer the little children, and forbid them not to come to me, for the kingdom of heaven is for such. And when he had imposed hands upon them, he departed from thence. And behold, one came and said to him, Good master, what good shall I do that I may have life everlasting? Who said to him, Why asketh thou me concerning good? One is good, God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. He said to him, Which? And Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man saith to him, All these I have kept from my youth. What is yet wanting to me? Jesus saith to him, If thou wilt be perfect, go sell what thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come follow me. And when the young man had heard this word, he went away sad, for he had great possessions. Then Jesus said to his disciples, Amen, I say to you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say to you, it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. And when they had heard this, the disciples wondered very much, saying, Who then can be saved? And Jesus, beholding, said to them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Then Peter answering said to him, Behold, we have left all things, and have followed thee. What therefore shall we have? And Jesus said to them, Amen, I say to you, that you, who have followed me, in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit on the seat of his majesty, you also shall sit on 12 seats judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath left house, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall possess life everlasting. And many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Chapter 20. The kingdom of heaven is like to an householder who went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. And having agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And going out about the 3rd hour, he saw others standing in the marketplace idle, and he said to them, Go you also into my vineyard, and I will give you what shall be just. And they went their way. And again he went about the 6th and the 9th hour, and did in like manner. But about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing, and he saith to them, Why stand thou here all the day idle? They say to him, Because no man hath hired us. He saith to them, Go you also into my vineyard. And when evening was come, the Lord of the vineyard saith to his steward, Call the laborers and pay them their hire, beginning from the last even to the first. When therefore they were come, that came about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first also came, they thought that they should receive more. And they also received every man a penny. And receiving it, they murmured against the master of the house, saying, These last have worked but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal to us, that have borne the burden of the day and the heats. But he answering said to one of them, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst thou not agree with me for a penny? Take what is thine, and go thy way. I will also give to this last even as to thee. Or is it not lawful for me to do what I will? Is thy eye evil because I am good? So shall the last be first, and the first last. For many are called, but few are chosen. And Jesus going up to Jerusalem took the 12 disciples apart and said to them, Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed to the chief priests and the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death, and shall deliver him to the Gentiles to be mocked and scourged and crucified, and the 3rd day he shall rise again. Then came to him the mother of the sons of Zebedee with her sons, adoring and asking something of him, who said to her, What wilt thou? She said to him, Say that these my 2 sons may sit, the one on thy right hand, and the other on thy left, in thy kingdom. And Jesus answering said, You know not what you ask. Can you drink the chalice that I shall drink? They say to him, We can. He saith to them, My chalice indeed you shall drink, but to sit on my right or left hand is not mine to give to you, but to them for whom it is prepared by my Father. And the 10 hearing it were moved with indignation against the 2 brethren. But Jesus called them to him and said, You know that the princes of the Gentiles lord it over them, and they that are the greater exercise power upon them. It shall not be so among you. But whosoever will be the greater among you, let him be your minister, and he that will be first among you shall be your servant. Even as the Son of Man is not come to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a redemption for many. And when they went out from Jericho, a great multitude followed him. And behold, 2 blind men sitting by the wayside heard that Jesus passed by, and they cried out, saying, O Lord, thou Son of David, have mercy on us. And the multitude rebuked them that they should hold their peace, but they cried out the more, saying, O Lord, thou Son of David, have mercy on us. And Jesus stood and called them and said, What will ye that I do to you? They say to him, Lord, that our eyes be opened. And Jesus, having compassion on them, touched their eyes, and immediately they saw and followed him. This concludes another edition of the Gospel in 40 Days for Lent. I'm your host, Kennedy Hall. Just a gentle reminder, check out the links in the description for all the things I spoke about at the beginning of the podcast, and I will see you tomorrow.